Have you ever trusted your phone a little too much while traveling? I have, and let me tell you, it led to one of the most bizarre and hilarious days of my life. I was backpacking through a small, charming town in rural Japan, and I wanted to find this legendary, hidden ramen shop that only locals knew about. The problem? I don't speak a word of Japanese beyond arigato. So naturally, I pulled out my phone, my trusty digital sidekick, and fired up Google Translate. I found an old blog post mentioning the ramen shop. It was all in Japanese, of course. I used the camera function to translate the text, and it spat out something like, "Follow the river's whisper to the mountain's sleeping cat." Poetic, right? I thought it was one of those beautiful, metaphorical Japanese things. The river's whisper? Easy, I'll just walk along the river, the mountain's sleeping cat. I figured it must be a famous rock formation that looked like a cat. I was so excited, feeling like I was on a real-life treasure hunt for the ultimate bowl of noodles. So off I went, following the gentle murmur of a nearby stream. It was a beautiful walk. I passed rice paddies shimmering in the sun, old wooden houses, and friendly locals who would smile and bow. An hour into my quest, the path started getting steeper and narrower. The river's whisper was now more of a gurgle from a tiny ditch next to a muddy trail leading up a hill. I was starting to have doubts, but the promise of legendary ramen kept me going. I was committed to finding that sleeping cat. I kept climbing, getting deeper into the woods. The path was barely there anymore. I was swatting away branches and definitely not dressed for a hike. My stomach was rumbling. Not with hunger for ramen, but with the dawning, dreadful realization that I might be completely and utterly lost. After what felt like an eternity, I finally reached a small clearing at the top of the hill. I looked around, desperate for any sign of a restaurant, a building, anything. And that's when I saw it. The mountain's sleeping cat. It wasn't a rock formation. It was a statue. A very, very old, moss-covered statue of a maneki neko, the waving lucky cat. But it had fallen over on its side. It looked like it was taking a nap. And where was it located? In the middle of a tiny, forgotten pet cemetery. Yes, a pet cemetery. There were small, weathered headstones with names like Taro and Machi, no ramen shop. No delicious smells. Just me, a sleepy-looking cat statue, and the ghosts of beloved hamsters. I just stood there, covered in mud and leaves, and burst out laughing. I had followed a poetic, mistranslated clue to a graveyard for animals. My quest for legendary noodles had ended in the most ridiculous way possible. I eventually made my way back down the hill, found a very normal, not a tall hidden ramen shop right in the town center, and had a perfectly good bowl of noodles. Later, I asked the hotel owner to help me properly translate the original blog post. It turned out mountain sleeping cat was the slang name for a crooked telephone pole next to the restaurant. The river's whisper part? That was the name of the author's pet chihuahua. So the moral of the story is, technology is great, but sometimes it has a sense of humor. And if you ever get directions that sound like a fantasy novel, maybe just ask a local for help. It might save you from an accidental tour of a pet cemetery. Thanks for watching, and if you have any funny travel stories, share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures. See ya!